Ever wake up craving sunshine? Like, seriously craving it? Not just a little bit, but that deep in your bones need for warmth. That's how I felt. But it wasn't just the sunshine I craved, it was deeper. Deeper than a tan, deeper than a vacation. It was Jamaica calling me home. Now I know what you're thinking. Trevor, you live in London. Bright lights, big city, right? And you wouldn't be wrong. London is amazing, a whirlwind of energy and excitement. But there's a rhythm to Jamaica, a heartbeat that pulls you in. That rhythm? It's in my blood, in my soul. It's the laughter of dominoes slapping on a wooden table, the sweet melody of reggae music drifting through the air. It's the taste of spicy jerk chicken and the sight of vibrant hibiscus flowers against a bright blue sky. Jamaica. Just saying the name conjures up images, doesn't it? For some, it's about escaping the ordinary. For me, it's about returning to it. Jamaica is where I'm from, where I was born and raised. It's the foundation of who I am, the roots that ground me. Years ago, I left this island paradise. I traded the lush green mountains for the concrete jungle, the sound of waves crashing for the cacophony of city life. I chased dreams, built a life, and found success. But something was always missing. A piece of my heart remained tethered to that little island in the Caribbean Sea. And over time, that pull, that yearning, became too strong to ignore. So I booked a flight. One-way ticket, no hesitation. I was going back to Jamaica, back to the place where the air itself feels different, thick with humidity and the scent of blooming ginger lilies. Was I nervous? A little. It had been a while. Would it be the same? Would I be the same? These were the questions swirling in my mind as the plane touched down in Montego Bay. Stepping off that plane, the humid air hit me like a warm hug. The familiar sounds of Jamaican patois filled my ears. And just like that, I knew I was home. Jamaica. It's not just a place on a map for me. It's woven into the fabric of who I am. From the moment I could crawl, I was exploring this island, barefoot on the beach, chasing crabs with my cousins, the Caribbean sun warming my skin. We didn't have much, but we had everything. The ocean was our playground, the trees our jungle gym. Life was simple, but it was full of laughter, full of love, full of that unmistakable Jamaican spirit. I remember the taste of mangoes straight from the tree, juice dripping down my chin. The feel of cool tile floors on hot days, a welcome relief from the sun. The sound of my grandmother's voice, singing along to gospel music as she cooked dinner. Family. In Jamaica, it's not just about who you're related to by blood. It's about community, about connection. Neighbors are aunts and uncles, friends are brothers and sisters. Everyone looks out for each other. Growing up, our house was always full. Aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends would come and go, sharing stories, laughter, and of course, food. There was always enough food to go around. My grandmother, she was the heart of our family. Strong, loving, and wise, she held us all together. She taught me the importance of kindness, resilience, and always staying true to yourself. Growing up in Jamaica, you learn to appreciate the simple things, the beauty of a sunset over the ocean, the rhythm of reggae music, the taste of fresh fruit ripened to perfection under the Caribbean sun. Life wasn't always easy. Resources were limited, opportunities scarce. But we learned to make the most of what we had. We were resourceful, we were resilient, and we always had each other's backs. Jamaica taught me the value of hard work, the importance of community, and the true meaning of happiness. It's a place where laughter comes easy, where music flows through your veins, and where the spirit of the people is as warm and inviting as the Caribbean sun. Leaving Jamaica was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but I knew I had to see the world, to experience life beyond the shores of my island home. So I packed my bags, said goodbye to my loved ones, and boarded a plane to the unknown. The world outside was vast and different, full of new experiences, new challenges, and new opportunities. I learned, I grew, and I achieved success beyond my wildest dreams. But no matter where I went, a part of me always longed for home. Coming back to Jamaica after all these years, it felt a bit like stepping into a time machine. But this time, machine had a twist. See, the island had moved on. St. Anne wasn't stuck in some nostalgic postcard from my past. It was evolving, buzzing with a new energy. Meanwhile, a part of me felt frozen in time. That kid who used to chase goats down the street, who knew every nook and cranny of his neighborhood, was he still in there somewhere? Or had the big city polished away those rough edges? Don't get me wrong, change is good, growth is good. But there's this weird fear that creeps in. The fear that maybe you won't recognize yourself in the reflection of a place you once knew so well. Like trying to fit into your favorite childhood shoes, hoping you haven't outgrown them completely. There's this strange paradox about going back home. You crave the familiar, the comfort of what you know. Yet you're also scared that the familiar might have become too familiar. Like that favorite song you played on repeat, until one day it just lost its magic. Would the jerk chicken taste the same? Would the sunsets over Fisherman's Point Beach in Ocho Rios still take my breath away? Or would I be standing there, searching for a feeling that was long gone? And then there were the people. The ones I left behind. The ones who stayed rooted in the soil of our island home. Had they changed? Had I changed? Would we still recognize each other? Still connect on that deep, unspoken level that only shared history can create? The truth is, coming home is about more than just retracing your steps. It's about rediscovering yourself within the context of your past. It's about taking all the experiences, the lessons, the heartaches, and the joys you've gathered along the way and weaving them into the tapestry of your identity. It's about acknowledging that you're not the same person who left. You've grown, you've evolved. But those roots, those foundational pieces of who you are, they're still there. And sometimes it takes returning to where you started to truly understand how far you've come. Landing in Jamaica, it's a full-on sensory explosion. The air, thick and heavy, carries the scent of ripe mangoes and something floral I can't quite place. Maybe orange blossoms? It's intoxicating, like the island itself is pulling you in for a hug. And the colors, forget muted tones and urban grays. Here, life is painted in bold strokes. Houses are sunshine yellow, taxis are vibrant, and the hibiscus flowers, they practically glow with a fiery red that could rival the sun. Then there's the noise, not the harsh honking of city traffic, but a symphony of life. Reggae beats spilling out of shops, vendors calling out for you to support them by purchasing their goods, laughter echoing through the streets. It's chaotic, energetic, and utterly alive. My senses are on high alert, drinking it all in. One thing you quickly rediscover about Jamaica: island time is real. It's not about being late. It's about moving at a different pace. A slower, more deliberate rhythm that forces you to slow down, breathe, and actually be present in the moment. Back in London, every second is accounted for, scheduled, optimized. But here, you sit on a veranda sipping strong sweet coffee and just watch the world go by. Conversations stretch out, punctuated by laughter and shared stories. There's a freedom in letting go of the clock, of embracing the flow of life as it unfolds. It's a lesson I'd forgotten, a reminder that sometimes the most important things in life can't be rushed. Walking through the streets, I'm struck by the warmth of the people. Strangers greet each other with smiles and nods, a sense of community woven into the very fabric of everyday life. It's a stark contrast to the anonymity of the city, where eye contact can feel like an invasion of privacy. But it's more than just politeness. There's a genuine openness, a willingness to connect, that's both disarming and refreshing. Conversations flow easily, peppered with jokes and that sing-song lilt of Jamaican patois. I find myself falling back into the rhythm of it all, the easy banter, the shared laughter. It's like slipping on a comfortable old shirt, a reminder of a part of myself I thought I'd lost touch with. One of the things I missed most about Jamaica the ever-present embrace of nature. Here, the line between the man-made and the natural world blurs. Lush vegetation spills over fences, vibrant flowers bloom in unexpected corners, and the air itself feels alive with the scent of earth and sea. I spend hours exploring hidden waterfalls, their cascading waters a symphony of sound against a backdrop of emerald green foliage. I hike through rainforests, sunlight filtering through the canopy, the air thick with humidity, and the sounds of unseen creatures. And then there's the ocean, that vast expanse of turquoise water, stretching out as far as the eye can see. The roar of the waves crashing against the shore, the feel of sand between my toes. It's both exhilarating and grounding. In the presence of such raw, untamed beauty, I feel a sense of peace I'd almost forgotten I possessed. There's a beach, tucked away on the north coast of Jamaica, that holds a special place in my heart. We called it Fisherman's Point Beach, not because of any pirate legends or buried gold, but because it held something far more valuable: childhood memories. This wasn't your typical touristy beach. No fancy resorts, no rows of sunbeds. Just a rugged stretch of sand, kissed by the turquoise waters of the Caribbean Sea and fringed by swaying palm trees. It was our sanctuary, our playground, our escape. As a kid, every visit to Fisherman's Point Beach felt like an adventure. We'd build sandcastles that rivaled fortresses, hunt for seashells that whispered secrets of the deep, and splash in the waves until the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Returning to Fisherman's Point Beach after all these years, I wasn't sure what to expect. Would it still hold that same magic? Or would it feel like a faded photograph, a pale imitation of a memory? As I walked along the familiar stretch of sand, the memories came flooding back. I could almost hear the echoes of our laughter, see my younger self, carefree and sun-kissed, chasing after my cousins, the wind whipping through our hair. The beach itself hadn't changed much. The sand was just as soft, the water just as inviting. But it was the feeling that was different. A bittersweet ache in my chest, a longing for those carefree days, for the innocence of childhood. I closed my eyes, breathing in the salty air, letting the warmth of the sun wash over me. And in that moment, something shifted. It wasn't about trying to recapture the past. It was about recognizing how much I'd grown, how far I'd come. The little boy who used to play on this beach, he was still a part of me, but he was just one layer in the tapestry of my life. I carried his spirit within me, his sense of wonder, his capacity for joy. Opening my eyes, I noticed a group of children playing near the water's edge. Their laughter drifted through the air, light and carefree, just like ours used to. And in that moment, I realized that the magic of Fisherman's Point Beach wasn't just about the place itself. It was about the memories we create, the connections we forge, and the moments that stay with us long after the tide has gone out. Coming back to Jamaica, I was searching for something, a feeling, a connection, a missing piece of myself. And you know what? I found it, not in some grand revelation, but in the everyday moments. In the warmth of the sun on my skin, the taste of my aunt's spicy jerk chicken, the sound of dominoes clicking on a weathered wooden table. It's funny how life works. We spend years chasing dreams, building careers, exploring the world. We convince ourselves that success, that external validation, is the key to happiness. But sometimes the most fulfilling journeys are the ones that lead us back to where we started. Jamaica welcomed me back with open arms, like a mother embracing a long-lost child. It reminded me of who I am, where I come from, and the values that have shaped me into the person I am today. The importance of family, the power of community, the beauty of simplicity. They say you can never truly go back home, and maybe that's true, because home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Growth and change are inevitable. You know, this trip back to Jamaica, it was a homecoming in the truest sense. A chance to reconnect with my roots, to remember who I am, and to appreciate how far I've come. But it got me thinking, we all have a Jamaica, a place that holds our stories, that shaped our beginnings, that whispers to us no matter how far we roam. Maybe it's the bustling city where you took your first steps, or a quiet village surrounded by fields. Maybe it's a language, a recipe passed down through generations, or the echo of a song your grandfather used to sing. So, here's my challenge to you. Think about your own Jamaica, that place that tugs at your heartstrings. When was the last time you truly went home? It doesn't have to be a grand adventure. Sometimes the most powerful journeys are within. Revisit those old photo albums, call up a childhood friend, cook that dish that tastes like comfort. And if you ever make it back, I want to hear all about it. Share your stories, your photos, your memories. Because every journey back to our roots is a shared journey. We're all connected. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some jerk chicken to put on the jerk pan. Until next time, keep exploring. Keep those homecoming echoes alive in your heart. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures.